I would say I've been running away from my problems my whole life. Running away from Portharcourt, I lost my best friend.
Right.
To domestic violence.
Right. While you were in Portharcourt?
While I was in Portharcourt.
Yeah. How old were you then?
I had just started my youth service.
Right.
This was around 2013, 2014.
Right. So she was also young then?
She was young, yeah, but she married early. And she died at the hands of her husband.
What?
Yeah, so I couldn't. I felt like that town had really messed me up. First, growing up as a 14-year-old, I was sexually assaulted, brutalized, beaten. And a guy had his way with me.
When you were 14?
I was just a teenager, yes. So, dealing with all that, I felt like this town has really taken from me. So that coupled with the fact that I lost my friend, who was the only person that, I could confide in. That was I don't have a sister. So that was like my sister.
Yeah.
And she died. So I ran.
So you ran.
I ran to Lagos.
Did you have anybody in Lagos?
My elder brother at the time, he was here. I came, stayed a while, and then he left and went back to Portharcourt. So I needed to go back home. My parents kept calling, come back, oh. There's nothing you are doing there, oh. Come back, come and get a job. Because I'd never pictured myself working in an office or working for anybody. I just loved the creative space and I just wanted to do something in that space. So when they said, come back home, I had nowhere to go. No accommodation. I saw Shege in this Lagos. I slept in offices. Yeah. On top of people's tables. I would lay like a cloth on the table and I would sleep. In the morning, I'm out. So they can resume work. So I saw Shege in this Lagos first.
So did you return home?
I did not.
Because so you were suffering this in Lagos because you didn't want to return home. I didn't want
to go back. I said, all die and I die. I will stay here. This Lagos, I will be here. I'm not going back to Portharcourt for any reason. So I stayed.
So this is a foolish question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Why did it sever your link with Portharcourt so radically?
It was bad. It was terrible. As a 14-year-old girl who didn't know anything but God, church, just helping my mom sell stuff in the market. Because she was a petty trader, she sold everything you can think of. So I would help her, would hawk, would sell kerosene, water, everything. Any season, if it's granite season, we are selling granite. So I didn't know anything apart from that life and church. And I was returning from church the evening this happened. I felt God failed me. I told him that countless times. I said, God, you failed me. But then, Portharcourt reminded me every day of what I went through. And the fact that it affected me so much mentally, then I didn't understand what I was going through because I was just a child. And my parents, not being very educated, they didn't know what to call it. There was no name for it. People were speculating that I was having issues mentally.
Because you were dealing with the trauma.
I was dealing with a lot as a child. I stopped school. Because, I fought and I stabbed someone. The anger, I was a very angry child. Angry to the point that I hated myself. I wanted to die. I attempted to kill myself one time and my mom walked in.
And you were still in your 14. Teens at this time?
Yeah, I was still 14 at the time. She walked in and she cried so much, she begged me. That really it just destroyed, it shaped my life. My life took a different turn. My relationship with God went down. I didn't attend church for like 17 years.
For 17 years?
Yeah, until 2018. Wow. When I got kidnapped.
Yes. Yes.
I have defied death time and time again. And I keep telling myself that it's for a reason. It's for a reason.
For a reason. I want to talk about that. Did your parents know what had happened to you? Did you tell them?
Yes, of course they
knew,
did.
but they didn't know what to do to help you.
They didn't really know what to do, but they did the best thing.
Right.
What they did was actually the best.
Which was?
Which was pulling me close, supporting me, and loving me. They showed me so much love.
Right.
Because this happened, I was a child that never used to go out. When they didn't find me, they were looking for me everywhere, not knowing that I was being brutalized and beaten, and, you know, I was abandoned to die in the bushes. And I slept there. I didn't sleep. I wouldn't say I slept because, you know, I didn't, close my eyes. But I was left there. It rained. I was drenched. I was in rags because my clothes were torn. So I got home. My parents were already looking for me. My dad went to the police station. Of course, we know Nigerian police. They just told him to bring some money for them to go with. Well, he went back home. So I walked home. I struggled. I walked home. They saw me. So they knew what had happened to me. It wasn't a case of this happened and I was hiding it from. They knew what had happened. So the only thing they could have done was what they
draw
did.
you close.
Support, love me, show me so much care. Even while I was really angry, my siblings were even running away from me. My brothers wouldn't even come close because I changed. I became a completely different person, very angry as a child.
Yeah. So one of the things that was powerful when you shared this story the first time, and people began to make comments like, oh, you will not find a husband, etc. And I loved your response. I mean, you didn't let that shut you down.
I don't ever let things like that, what people will say or any form of negativity, I don't let it affect me. Because I've lived most of my life in hiding, isolating myself, running away from my problems. I remove myself from negativity, anything that triggers me. So you make comments like that, I just I just laugh.
Yeah.
Because if I react to it the way you expect, I probably would shout, scream, but that's never me.
That's never you.
I just remove myself. I try to explain to people as much as I can. People who I feel will understand, I explain to them as much. But there are a lot of people in our society here, people just want to talk without understanding what is going on with someone. They don't even have first-hand experience. So sometimes when I go on social media, I see comments, people make comments. I just want to go into the comment section and just blast them. But I think about it, there's no need. Just do what you always do. Explain. If they don't understand, just remove yourself.
Just remove yourself.
That's what I do.
Why did you share the story?
Like I said, when people come up with stories like, oh, I was raped or I was sexually abused or my child was molested, I go to the comment section and the ignorance that I see, it triggers me, it pains me. It really like they choke my chest because these people don't understand. But how do I make them understand? I cannot make you understand. So I decided to share my story. So also for people to understand that I might come out putting up this happy face and there's a lot going on with me. Life is not perfect for me. I struggle too, just like they do.
Yeah.
Because I see my followers as family. I see my people as a community where I teach in any way that I can. I use comedy, I pass, information using comedy. So I decided to share so people would know that someone like this has actually experienced this.
Yeah. And this
and they're not alone.
Yeah.
So that they can also learn.
But was the process of telling the story again, was it re-traumatizing for you?
It was.
Yeah.
It was, Mr. Chude. I can tell you that I've been writing my book for the past 5 years. And every time I go back to edit, I start crying.
Yeah.
I've not been able to finish. So these things remind me of what I went through. So telling that story, of course, it took me back to a place that I was trying to run away from.